So sitting on the couch this morning, scrolling on X, just seeing what's going on in the good old world of politics and business, and I come across this tweet by somebody who I recently started following. Apparently he's been around for quite a while, but Matt Gray. And if you haven't heard of him, definitely worth following. He's putting out some really good content, and what he said, I'll post this on the screen right now so you can read it with me, but the math behind $1 million per year online business. $83,000 per month, which is $2,767 per day, which is 28 customers a day at $99 each, which is 1,400 web visitors a day at a 2% conversion rate. That might be a little overwhelming to you, but let me tell you, I love math. I love math, which is part of the reason that I'm doing this, because I see the potential for growing a personal brand or really any sort of business that's online, that has that online deliverability. So you're not attached to having to go mow 100 lawns a day at $99 each. But if you have a course or you have a product, some sort of digital product that's for sale at $99, $99 isn't a game changer. It's not, you have to be 80 years old with gazillions of dollars of business wisdom and success to be able to create a $99 product. No, you need to have a really good product. You need to have it structured well. You need to put a lot of thought into it. You need to have some trial and error to lead up to the creation of that product. But pretty much anybody that's watching this video has enough knowledge on at least something that you could create a $99 product. And then that comes back to your personal brand. That comes back to, why do you want to get onto YouTube right now? Get onto TikTok, get onto all these other platforms and get your face out there and say these words and put them out into the ether. Because as you start doing that, you start to grow a following, and you can help people with some of the knowledge that you have inside your head. I don't know what it is you've specialized in for most of your life. Maybe you're really young and you haven't specialized in a lot of stuff at all. But that means that because you're really young, you have plenty of time to go and learn how to create these things. So I was just looking at this morning and saying, holy shit, $1 million a year, personal business, online business. And I know what I'm working towards. I understand the reason that I'm putting in this effort. The reason I'm working so hard on this is because I understand the potential of what you can do through growing a personal brand like this. So it didn't really catch me off guard so much as it was a reminder. You know, if you put your ass in gear and you get down and you start doing some work and you learn and trial and error and get through the tough patches in the beginning, you're going to start to grow. And as you start to grow, you're going to start to develop a following. And as you develop a following, you're going to be able to help them through offering products. I'm not saying you monetize your audience. What you're doing is you're monetizing your knowledge, and you're giving your knowledge away to people for a very reasonable price. Think of how much one course in college costs. Thousands of dollars. I think when I was in school, it was like $1,500, $2,000 for one course, and you're taking 3, 4, 5 of them a semester. You can put together one course that you're selling for starters at $99. That's delivering as much value as somebody would get in an entire semester-long course, probably, because most of a class, as you guys would probably guess, is busy work. It's just hours that you have to be in the classroom, so the government okays you to get a credit for that course. You don't really need, how long is a course? One semester is what, 4 months maybe? 3, 4 months? You don't need 3 or 4 months to learn the amount of information that you would get in one course. So without going on too much of a rant on this, I wanted to stop, and hopefully some of you are seeing this and saying, you know, I've been thinking about starting to make some more content. I implore you, do it strategically. Take advantage of ChatGPT. Sit down, have a conversation with it, and ask it, what can I do to start to build my personal brand? My interests are this, this, and this. How can I start to structure that? And that's all I do all day, is I sit there and I say, hey, ChatGPT, I just made this thumbnail for my new video. I take a screenshot of it. I send it over. I say, what do you think? And this is in Canva. And then it spits it back to me with, I think that you should put a shadow behind this, and you should make the letters this color instead of that color. And put some glow behind that, and then I edit it and I take another screenshot and I send it over, and it's helping me learn how to use Canva on a whole nother level. It tells me to do something and I don't know how to do it. I say, I don't know how to do that. Can you teach me how? And it does. And that's the same thing I'm doing with Final Cut Pro. I don't know how to edit videos. I'm learning how to edit videos in real time and saying, it suggests that I do this on my video for this one, for a new thing that I can learn. And I say, all right, teach me how to do that. And it tells me where to go in the program, what to click on. If I can't find the button that it's telling me to, I take a screenshot of my screen and I say, I don't see it. Where is it? And it says, oh, I'm thinking of a different version. And then it explains to me where it is in this version. It's just so cool what you can do with AI right now, and to use it as a tool to speed up your learning at an exponential rate of speed. I used to have to hire people that are VAs to help me with my funnels when I would get stuck for days sometimes on one stupid little thing that I couldn't figure out. And I would have to call up my VA in the Philippines and be like, hey, Miguel, help me with this because I can't figure it out. And he's like, oh, that's simple. 10 minutes later, it's done. I spent a day and a half trying to figure this thing out. Well, now I got ChatGPT and it can walk you through all of this at any given time. So the point of that is any single one of you can go and start to build a personal brand. Any single one of you can start to make $1 million a year. Or even if you go 10% of that, $100,000 a year on an online business with courses or creative elements that you're selling to people that want it. You can make so much money. You can really change your life. So get creative, get ambitious, and go get things done. So I've put together, if you're thinking about doing this, I put together a personal brand starter kit to help everybody out. This is a free resource that I'm putting out for you guys. I spent pretty much all of last weekend building this thing, building a new funnel so I can have better resources for you as my viewers to be able to check out and to be able to learn. So if you're interested in a really simple, this isn't really, really complicated stuff. This is a very simple, the tools that I'm using, kind of the mindset you need to be in, some of the different resources that you would need on how to start building out your personal brand, the funnels aspect and the different stuff that you might need. Go ahead and download that. It's going to be in the pinned comment. It's going to be in the description below as well. You can download that for free. Just put in your email address and I'll send it right over to you. And hopefully you can get started on building your personal brand today as well. So thank you all. It was good talking to you, and I'll catch you on the next video.